Hello viewers. What's up? Hope you are well. Today's motivational story is from dishwasher to restaurant tycoon subtitle, The Inspiring Rise of a Poor Immigrant Who Built a Food Empire in America. The air smelled different. For Amir, everything about America was overwhelming, the towering buildings, the buzzing streets, the hurried faces. He clutched a crumpled envelope with an address in Queens, his only connection in this new land. His journey from a remote village in Bangladesh had taken every ounce of courage and every cent his family could spare. He arrived with 2 shirts, a pair of worn-out shoes, and a head full of dreams. But dreams didn't fill stomachs. Within days, he found himself in a greasy backroom of a diner in Brooklyn, washing dishes for $5 an hour. He didn't complain. Every time he splashed water on his calloused hands, he remembered his mother's tearful face at the airport. "Don't come back defeated," she had said. Washing dishes wasn't glamorous, but it taught Amir the rhythm of a kitchen. The orders, the timing, the heat, the pressure. He watched chefs closely, mimicked their chopping styles during breaks, and asked endless questions. He spent lunch hours experimenting with spices brought from home, cumin, turmeric, garam masala, cooking for fellow dishwashers. His food carried the taste of memory. Soon, even chefs would sneak bites. One day, the diner's line cook called in sick. Amir volunteered. The manager hesitated but allowed it. Amir's hands, once trembling with soapy water, now danced with spatulas. That night, customers unknowingly ate Bangladeshi-flavored grilled chicken, and many returned the next day, asking what had changed. Months turned into years. Amir worked at 3 different restaurants, always taking the late-night shifts, always saving. He took night classes in English and business management. He lived in a cramped apartment with 4 others, cooking dinner for everyone every night. One evening, a regular customer at one of the restaurants, Mr. Hernandez, asked to meet the chef. Amir nervously approached. Mr. Hernandez, a retired food critic, told him, "Your spice work is exceptional. Why are you still cooking for someone else?" That sentence lit a fire. Amir used his savings to buy a second-hand food truck. It barely ran. He named it Dhaka on Wheels. The menu was simple: biryani, samosas, kebabs, and milk tea. The spot he chose was near a college campus in Manhattan. The first day, he sold just 12 meals. The second day, 25. By the end of the first month, he had a line stretching down the block. Students, professors, even local office-goers became regulars. His food truck was more than just a kitchen, it was a cultural bridge. But success attracted competition. Other trucks began mimicking his recipes. Amir didn't flinch. He innovated, introduced fusion dishes, biryani tacos, samosa burgers. And they worked. On a cold January morning, Amir received a call. His food truck had caught fire. Faulty wiring. Everything was gone. He stood before the charred remains, heartbroken. Years of sweat turned to smoke overnight. But he remembered his mother's words again, "Don't come back defeated." With the help of loyal customers and a crowdfunding campaign started by a college professor who loved his tea, Amir raised $40,000. Instead of buying another truck, he rented a small place, a corner spot in Queens. He named the restaurant Spices of the Soul. It wasn't fancy, just 5 tables, plastic chairs, and his mother's recipe for chicken rejala on the wall. Word spread quickly. New Yorkers lined up to taste his soulful dishes. Critics took notice. Food blogs exploded. A famous food TV host featured him on a national segment. He expanded, first to Brooklyn, then Jersey, then Washington, D.C. Success didn't change Amir. It humbled him. He started a culinary scholarship for immigrant youth. He hired former dishwashers and line cooks, trained them, mentored them. He flew his mother over for the grand opening of his 10th restaurant. She cried as she held a laminated menu with her photo and a dedication for the woman who taught me how to dream through hunger. By 2030, Amir's restaurant chain, now named Amir's Kitchen, had 60 outlets across the US and one in London. He was invited to speak at culinary schools, awarded by immigrant foundations, and interviewed by international media. But on Fridays, you'd still find him in the original Queen's outlet, talking to customers, occasionally rolling dough in the back kitchen. Amir published a memoir, From Sink to Success. It became a bestseller, but he didn't write it for fame. He wrote it for the 18-year-old boy arriving in JFK, clutching an envelope and a dream. He often said in interviews, America didn't hand me success. It gave me the freedom to earn it. His story inspired a generation of immigrants, not just to cook, but to dream. At 65, Amir announced retirement. But it wasn't a goodbye. He launched a non-profit called Kitchen of Hope, teaching cooking and entrepreneurship to underprivileged youth. One of his last media interviews ended with a reporter asking, "What kept you going when everything burned down?" Amir smiled, "A memory of my mother's kitchen and the belief that flavor can carry stories across oceans." Moral: success isn't a destination, it's a dish made of courage, grit, and the warmth of human connection. Amir's journey from a dishwasher to a tycoon reminds us that no dream is too distant if chased with a full heart and honest hands. That's all for today's story. Please comment and let us know what you learned from today's story. And if you like it, don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Thank you.